You can't fix her. Yes, I said it. But why do so many men ignore that fact? Let's find out. There's a persistent belief that entering a relationship with a woman who struggles with mental illness isn't just about love. It's about becoming her savior, the one who rescues her. On the surface, it looks romantic. In reality, it's often about ego, control, and a fundamental misunderstanding of what mental health actually is. In this video, we will unpack the psychology and sociology behind this pattern. Why are men drawn to the idea of fixing women? Why do these relationships so often collapse under the weight of unrealistic expectations? To answer these questions, we'll look at theories of the savior complex, research on attachment styles, and cultural narratives that fuel this obsession. By the end, you'll see why the idea of fixing someone isn't just doomed. It's harmful for both people involved. When there's mentally ill women, there's always a comment saying, "That's the best part," or "She's better as is." Man, will you get out of here? This video is not about that. The obsession with broken women isn't new. Literature has been circling this idea for centuries. In fact, Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gobor's landmark study, The Madwoman in the Attic, traced how 19th century writers built entire stories around unstable women locked away, punished, or framed as mysteries for men to solve. This gave us the Madwoman Archetype. Think of modern pop culture's obsession with characters like Still in Love from Uma Musume, Yuno Gasai from Future Diary, and of course, Ame from Needy Streamer Overload. She's erratic, dependent, and self-destructive. But the game lures players into feeling like maybe, just maybe, they can fix her. But notice the pattern. Some of these women aren't written as fully fleshed out individuals. They're puzzles, plot devices, or problems that exist to make the man, or the player, feel needed. If she's broken, he gets to be the fixer. If she's wild, he gets to be the tamer. It's less about love and more about power disguised as romance.
Now she running from the dick, I told her stay with it. I'm about to get up on that ass right.
So why are some men obsessed with fixing mentally ill women? Sociologist Illouz in 2012 calls this the rescue fantasy. And this isn't harmless daydreaming, it has real consequences. At its core, it's not about women, it's about masculinity. If she's broken, then saving her gives a man purpose, validation, and a heroic self-image. This connects directly to what Joseph Fleck in 1995 called the gender role strain paradigm. Traditional masculinity scripts tell men they have to be protectors, problem solvers, providers, all sorts of standards that define masculinity. But when those scripts collide with modern relationships, strain emerges. If a man ties his worth to saving a partner, then he's less interested on who she really is, and more invested in what fixing her says about him. You can see this dynamic everywhere, such as previously mentioned Ame from Needy Streamer Overload, damaged enough to need you but never truly fixable. And here's the kicker, these fantasies rarely match reality. Illouz argues that the very structure of the dynamic guarantees frustration because when you're in love with the idea of fixing someone, you're not actually in love with the person. And the fix her mindset isn't just cultural, psychology backs it up. Hooley and Gottlieb in 2000 talk about what they call pathological romanticism. The idea that people become fascinated with self-destructive partners because they believe love itself can heal them. It's a story as old as time. If you stay with her long enough, if you love her plenty enough, maybe you'll be the one to change her. But research on codependency shows how this goes wrong. Marx in 1997 explains that in codependent dynamics, people, often men, tie their self-worth to helping or saving a struggling partner. The partner's instability isn't deterrent, it's the very thing that keeps the relationship alive, because it sustains the rescuer's identity. This creates a loop. The more she struggles, the more he feels needed. The more he feels needed, the more he stays. And breaking that cycle isn't just about leaving the relationship. It's about dismantling an entire worldview that equates love with fixing.
You stalk me, switch gears at the drop of a hat, your house has dead people.
This dynamic isn't just doomed, it's damaging. For the fixer, the cost is often frustration, resentment, and burnout. When her struggle doesn't magically disappear, he feels betrayed, not because she failed him, but because reality refused to match his fantasy. What was supposed to make him feel powerful now makes him feel powerless. For the fixed, the cost is even heavier. Being treated like a project strips away autonomy. Instead of being seen as a full person with agency, she is reduced to a storyline, the broken woman waiting to be saved. Psychologists like Bowlby in 1998 and later attachment theorists point out that these patterns often emerge from anxious or avoidant attachment styles. People who fear abandonment may cling to unstable partners, believing that fixing them will finally secure unconditional love. These relationships don't resolve insecurity, they deepen it. The fixer never feels good enough because the partner never becomes the fantasy. The partner never feels whole because love has been made conditional on recovery. What you're left with is a cycle of disappointment, dependency, and quiet harm disguised as love and devotion.
Don't worry, bro. I can fix her.
You're not Bob the Builder, bro.
You are not Bob the Builder. At the end of the day, you can't fix her because love isn't therapy. You're not a psychiatrist. Even if you are, that is a violation of the code of ethics. And relationships aren't hospitals. Mental health struggles are not puzzles a partner solves through persistence. If you like solving puzzles, go play Hollow Knight or something. Mental health issues are complex realities that require professional care, community support, and most importantly, the person's own willingness to heal. You can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. You shouldn't take advantage of someone's mental instability just to fuel your own pride and ego. But if you're already in that situation, here's some things you can do to help your partner. You can help by listening, by respecting boundaries, by encouraging therapy instead of trying to be a therapist. Real love isn't about rescuing someone. It's about walking beside them, even when the path is uneven, without demanding they change to fit your fantasy. That's the shift that matters. From control to compassion, from fixing to understanding. And if you find yourself drawn to the idea of saving someone, it's worth asking what need in you is that fantasy feeding. Because until that question is faced, the cycle repeats. That is it for this video. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My channel's videos discuss themes similar to this. If you want to see more of it, make sure you're subscribed, so you'll see it in your feed when there's an upload. Also, I'm on the road of trying to get a GPU, so if you have a few bucks in your pants, why not help me out, as it will really help with increasing the efficiency of producing these videos. You can also influence which video comes out next week, so join my Discord, which is linked in the description, so you can vote on the polls. Don't forget to follow my socials and my avatar artist socials, which is linked in the description. And as always, subscribe if you like eggs. I love you.